The old body shop cart workbench situation. Whoa, what the heck? Anyway, we're not here for messes. We're not here for messes. We're here for a day in the shop. Making it work. I'm Jimmy. It's a beautiful 62-degree morning. Thursday. We got a shop meeting this morning. Maybe we'll talk about some of this stuff. We'll see what'll happen. I hope you are ready for full-on engagement with a mechanic who takes you to work with him. That's what we're gonna do. Learn things, have fun, do some oil changes, fix some flats, and maybe make some money too. We're gonna do our best, I know that much. Man, it's really nice out this morning. I hope it's nice where you're at. I'm excited for the day. We're getting close to another weekend already. My first week back from vacation has been interesting, to say the least. We got the Lexus to finish up. We got to do a oil change and put the battery in, and that one will be done. We did the alternator in yesterday's video. You saw that, right? So I say we close our eyes. We put on, you know, those horse racing shields. That's what I need to get through the day without going. We're gonna finish opening this place up. We're gonna see what we can do to make it work today. Get people back on the road, learn a thing or two. We'll have plenty of fun. And it'll probably be a little bit boring from time to time too. It's all part of the roller coaster ride we call making it work. Let's get this thing started. Stay tuned. Eventually someone's got to empty that garbage can, right? Just get the lights on. Don't look. Don't look. Just get the lights on. Before we get... Good morning! Before we get started, let's get this cleaned up a little bit. Make me feel better. Not really mandatory when doing this job. But when someone lifts the hood to check my workmanship, they'll be like, ooh, they gave me a new engine. Because they don't know. But they see clean stuff, they like it. Gotta go check on the battery. I haven't done that part yet. We're gonna lift it up and change the oil. That's what we started yesterday. Alternator's all done. All my bolts is buttoned up. Air ducts are back in, which is kind of cool the way they stack them up. There's two separate pieces. And the little one bolts under this. Why, I don't know. Something about noise control, I would guess. I'm going to run my battery terminal cleaner tool through this. Get it ready to go. And this one's really small. That's the grounds are really slightly smaller than the positive. Get in there. I don't like to do this on every battery service. Some of you guys might have picked up on that. I feel like it removes metal every time you do it. So I only do it when they're real nasty like this and there's going to be a big benefit. Most of the time, it's not really necessary. I know it looks really cool in videos and stuff, but you can see the metal. You're basically sanding it. These bristles are not playing. So just choose wisely when to do it. The other battery was wrong or this one's wrong, but I think the other battery was wrong. A lot of them are pretty interchangeable, but it was too big and it didn't sit in the tray right, and the plastic tray wasn't even in the holes that it sits on. But we're gonna fix all that stuff. Man, this car's gonna be nice when we're done. Not perfect, but quite a bit clean. Now that doesn't look like a brand new Lexus. I don't know what does. Partially discharged battery. See if it starts and charges. How about that? That'll tell us if we're on the right track. Otherwise, all that work was in vain. Loses the idle memory. Second time, it works. Almost every time on a Toyota. Oh, I didn't put a sticker in it first because I wasn't sure we were doing an oil change. I got to do that. Got out of rhythm. Oil maintenance required. So what you got to do then is find your odometer trip button, and you hold that odometer trip button down. It's right here on the left side of the cluster. Oh, 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 oh! The seat's moving, the steering wheel's moving. It's coming off the rails. It's a common thing lately. Hold the trip button, turn the ignition on 2 times. I think. Hood open outside, okay. Oil maintenance required. It might not be this way on this one, because it's a Lexus, it's special. Resetting oil maintenance data, there it is. That's what I wanted to see. Think. Now it's reset. Alright, let's go see if it's charging. Winner, winner, alternator dinner. Took a whole gallon. It's done. Someone else put paw prints on. I got to clean those off because I don't want to take the heat. Supposedly, I recommended an axle seal and an oil cooler line on this car when I did an oil change on it in September. So, that's what we're going to do. Parts are on the way. It's from Wisconsin. I think it's 2 hours labor for everything. So it must be pretty easy to pull the axle out, do an axle seal, and then fix an oil cooler. I hope.
50-50 argument because you...
Yep. But we're going to pull it in. We're going to get a look and see. And then we'll know. That's what I'm telling you. No matter what, we're going to make it work. Alright. Let's ventilate the cabin. Service tire monitor blinky light means is TPMS codes, but we're not here for that. I do have to do another DVI, they said, which is kind of weird, but okay. And then got some change for a toll if you're running one of those. What the heck is that? An air compressor. It must have a leaky tire. That's weird. Let me take a look at their tires while we got it up in the air and see if they got a nail or screw in a tire. We'll run around and do a DVI. We're going to give this poor girl a love rating of 4 and a door jar warning, so I can't see the mileage. Cool. That's all right. They probably put it on the paperwork already because they're always on top of that stuff. 130,000 miles on this 2012 Chevrolet Malibu from the Bowtie Brigade with the peeling button syndrome that almost all modern cars seem to have. Seems like I'm procrastinating, doesn't it? Let's look it up, lift it up and see how rusty this thing is. That's my main concern. It's pretty rusty, but not as bad as I had feared. I'll show you in a minute. Once this wheel's off, you'll see what I mean. Both axle seals are leaking a little. This one's leaking worse than the left. So we noted all that on the inspection. Customer takes very good care of this car. It's got new lower arms, new struts, new shocks. I didn't do them. But I am going to do the trans-cooler lines and the axle seal. Yeah. Get this tire someplace safe out of the way here. ABS disconnected so it's safe and out of our way. This bracket, when I take these nuts off the strut, will take this wiring safely out of our way. Then I got a 35 with my big giant nut and pop this axle out. Should be easy. It's like 0.8 or something, so everything's easy nowadays.
It's a later too, right?
Yeah, I think she's waiting, but he told us it's going to be a few hours because the parts aren't here yet and stuff. What do you got? Something gravy? AC?
Yeah.
Well, they're not going to fix it. They just want to know what's wrong. Okay. Now, those are pretty easy to get out. If it was a little harder, I'd thread the nut on there to protect the edge of those threads, but easy peasy. Man, this seems familiar. Maybe I did put the struts on this and I'm lying. 10mm nut for that. It seems familiar. I might have done them on a different GM vehicle, had that set up. I remember messing with this little knurled stud. Kind of weird the way they do it. Axle nut. I gotta look at an AC check real quick for somebody that's waiting, which generally if your AC is not working and you're gonna wait, you're not gonna have it fixed. That's my experience, but we'll see. You never know. And I put a little croil on those threads so it will come off easier, but they use a lock nut that it's tight all the way, but the threads are good. I might need to take this caliper off if I see too much tension on the brake hose. I'll have to keep an eye on it. You know me, the last thing I want to do is set the internet on fire just for cheap unearned clicks and views. Turned out to be a little too much tension on the hose, so 2 15s. I put a nut on here so the rotor doesn't slam into the ground. No point taking it off. I just don't want it to go anywhere. Now I can get my axle out, but I'm going to pull that AC check up real quick. It's a Nissan Frontier off-road monster truck, and the customer looks like he's going to help me a little bit, so I won't be able to film much of it. Unless you do a repair on it. 86,000 miles, pretty clean truck. It's got every accessory known to man on it. But it is the Nismo off-road, high-performance off-road truck. Alright, while they work on the estimate for that one, it has a leaking compressor and a weak fan clutch. You can spin it and just whizzz. So I recommended that as well. We'll see if they want to fix it. But we got a GM kit for this Malibu. It has the inner and outer seal. These ride on each other. Now a lot of people tend to just put this seal in and don't worry about this one, because normally the stub axle that it's on is in the transmission. So there's another set of these splines in the axle. This is supposed to stay in the transmission, but that clip is stronger than this clip. So we got to get this off the axle and impress this off the stub shaft. Of course, they want you to have about $500 worth of tools like normal, and we don't have them. But I do it without them. It's been a while. Honestly, I'm going to have to figure it out, but these are the tools they want you to have. This one's $370, and this one's $50 to $100, depending on who you talk to. Provide your own slide hammer. It just clamps into the snap ring groove where these guys go. So, but what I can do is, if I can get this off the axle, I can put it in a press, use a socket, press the axle out of it. I'll measure the height so I know exactly where it is. If you try to do it without doing this, you see this groove here? It actually leaks because this wore, while the rubber wore, this metal wore as well. If you just put that new rubber one on there, yeah, it might not leak for a month or two, but eventually, as soon as the rubber beds in, it's going to start leaking. Yeah, I mean, you can literally so you have to change it. Even though it's a hassle without the tools, it's not that bad. I do have a press that helps a little bit, but when this is all together, this will be inside that. Use my snap ring pliers in the groove to spread that and get it off of there. We got new ones in the kit. Now I'm going to use a bearing splitter to clamp onto the inner seal and see if the stub shaft will come out. I'm hoping I don't mess with this measurement, but what I can do is I'll just measure it either from the axle end or from the machined end, and we'll see about what it is. We'll put it back in the same place. It's where they wanted it from the factory. And honestly, you have a little forgiveness here. This thing could probably go slightly further in, put the seal a little closer to the edge, but maybe they don't want that, so I am not going to re-engineer it. The engineers are genius. Let's just copy what they did. That is 23, 24 millimeters. So when we get all back together, it should be in the same place. 0.9 to R&R the axle and 0.3 to R&R the 2 seals. Doesn't seem very generous to me, but it's a sign of the times, I guess. The whole job probably going to take an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. So it's not going to be a winning proposition for sure. We'll see. Maybe it'll go a little quicker than I'm expecting. In my younger days, I rushed and made sure I beat that time, even if I didn't quite do it as good as I should have. But I don't want to do that. I want to do it right. There's times you take shortcuts, times you don't. You're fixing leaks, and I don't really care much for leak repairs, because what happens is you got 5 worn parts and you put a new rubber seal on, fixes it for 3 to 6 months, and they come back, it's still leaking. Well, it's because your transmission, your axle, all that stuff's still old. Although this is a stub shaft, so it's a good design. We do a good job, we should be in good shape. Now this is to get the stub shaft out of the axle. We're not getting the seal off the stub shaft yet, I don't think. Hopefully it comes off the axle easier than it comes off the stub shaft. Oh boy. Is it risky? Yeah, probably, but I don't think it's going to be anywhere near as hard to come off as you might expect. You know what? This is going to pull the seal off the stub shaft.
He's only doing the AC compressor. I told him no guarantees. There we go. Okay. And the fan clutch, I'm sorry. Yeah, I already went to take it. I already explained to him, so he knows. Huh? Looking for that line. And he's like, huh? And he's very confident on that.
I gotta come up with another strategy. This is not going to work the way my head is working. Maybe if I use the lift, the press, since I've already got it set up, and just use brute strength to coerce it off of the axle. Either the seal is going to move first or the axle is going to move. I don't know. Interesting. Might prove to be a time-consuming 0.3. I need to hold this with something so I can get the axle off the stub shaft. And you don't want to damage these splines, they're a little fragile. I could probably squeeze it from here in a vise or something. I'm not sure if this will work. It's funny how you can jiggle and wiggle it, but it won't snap out of the axle. Probably gonna need to get something a little sharper. This screwdriver's a little dull. Something that'll grab the edge of this stub axle. You don't want to just grab it with pliers and mess it all up. If I can get 2 screwdrivers, I might be able to do that. Just had to damage the seal to get it apart, so it is what it is. It didn't move it on the shaft though. It came right off once I held it solid. Now, I need a socket that fits around this, and we can press it off and press the new one on. Sounds easy. Let's put a light on, what do you say? Oh, look at that professional level studio stuff. I don't have a socket that will fit, oddly enough. They're either not deep enough because they have material underneath where it grabs the bolt, or on this side they're not the correct width. So we're going to try this, see how it works. Worst case scenario, it don't work. You'll have to buy a new car, that's all. Excuse me. I can be a little ham-fisted taking the old one off, but I gotta have this pinned down for putting the new one on. There's a seal. It's a cool setup. If you don't have the tool, it's quite a struggle. I might actually have to get a hammer and a punch and tap the axle in the center off of the deal. Interesting. Every day is like a whole new adventure. I didn't think it'd be that easy. Of course, now I gotta clean that up. I might have to put it back together the same way. I see a ridge right here. I'm really surprised it was that easy. Now it sits just below the groove too. I mean, it's a couple millimeters below that groove. When I below, I mean this way. And the rubber seal faces out. It's the same shaft on both sides. But we're going to put it back the same way it was. Man, I really wish I had a socket that would fit inside here. The tool fits right in perfectly. I think my only option is going to be to press this in from the long way. So this is the side it was on. I can see the ridge that lines it up. Sits on there just about there. The splines are machined slightly smaller, so you're only pressing it on the machine surface. It's not going to matter. Alright? Let's do that. What do you say? I probably can hammer it on, but I'm not going to do that. Hammered it off because I didn't really care anymore about that seal. Our relationship had come to an end at that point. And if you don't have a press, you could probably hammer it. It's not terribly tight. I'm going to take this measurement and hopefully we're in the right spot. And a little bit further on. And we'll be good to go. It's close. It's within about a millimeter. I'm going to get that 1 millimeter and then we're going to put the snap rings on and go back together. I think they want me to do the compressor on that Nissan. He declined everything but the compressor. No warranty. That's an expensive no warranty repair. It is what it is. I can push it in, but I can't pop it out. Story of my life. And there is a special tool for this if you're wondering. But we're not using it. We're going to get it without it. One way or another. What do I always say? Stop asking, tell it to do it. My new step rings on my stubby shaft. Goes in this way. Axle goes on. Seals on the outside, right? That part's easy. Okay. I think it is. Watch your thumb on the strut housing. Seems like a lot of work for 1.2. Did I mention that yet? Alright, brake hose is on. My bolts are in for the studs. Gotta bolt this up. I don't like how far, it looks like the axle might be sitting further out of the transaxle than it should be. I'm not sure. I'll have to keep an eye on that. the axle's not bound up, so it's probably okay. It just looks a little weird. Off we go, you know what I'm saying? Gravity check. Say it in your quiet voice. So, it's 10 minutes to 12. That was about an hour and 40 minutes. Once I get more experience, I'll be able to do this kind of stuff fast. I think they added a transmission service. They're asking about the compressor. Both customers are waiting. I guess they're both going to be waiting until the end of the day. It's a lot of work. Alright, he hasn't said if I'm not sure if that one has left it or what. He hasn't said, so I'm going to continue on until I hear otherwise, because they're both were waiting last I heard. So 10mm holds these this line on a stud up here. You got to pull these tubes out. There are seals built into the transmission case. They kind of get pressed in or tapped in with a love hammer, and we're gonna love hammer them out. That's basically what we're doing now. Sometimes I use like a pair of needle nose, and because if it goes crooked, it gets a lot harder to pull out. And then it's got those cool GM quick connects in the radiator, and should be done after that. Transmission fluid good to go. A couple of splash shields and spoilers and Autobahn style aerodynamic effects to take down. Once you do, those cooler lines are right there. You can see it. Look at it, right there. It's going to be like that axle seal and basically fall right out of there. Don't worry, we'll clean that mess up. The top line is much easier, I think. Listen here, man. Don't make fun of me, I'm doing my best. Alright, that should pop out of there now, and the whole assembly is discombobulated. The question is, will it fit out without taking anything else off? That's actually a pretty simple little contraption compared to most modern cars. 2012, I think this is. Basically an old car. Like this. Oh boy. See if we can brag now. Fluid level check right here. I put 7 quarts of fluid in it. I dropped the pan during the fluid out. Pop the filter in real quick. Nothing too exciting, real simple. There's a little seal in there that you hit it with a screwdriver to weaken it so you can pop it out of the case, tap a new seal in very lovingly and gently. And if it turns out to be a fiasco, you don't put it in the video, that's all. I mean, I'm just saying, that's an option if you want to do it that way. I want to try to get this car done before I go eat some lunch. And then after lunch, I'll do the AC compressor. How about that? They must have sent them home. I'm not sure. That means it needs a little more fluid. It should be fluid. Oh, there it is. That means it's perfect. These hold about 6.5, 7 quarts when you do a filter. So you see fluid, and it's not even really hot yet. It's just getting warm now. I've only been running about 5 minutes. If you have any doubts, put a scanner on it. What I do is I put my hand when the pan starts to feel warm, I know the fluid's getting warm. And you will be within a few ounces of perfect. But if you don't have a lot of experience and you're not sure, hook a scanner up, get it to the proper temp, which I think is 66 degrees Celsius, or about 150 Fahrenheit, I believe, off the top of my head. So we're good. This thing just needs a road test. We come back, we'll probably be working on that monster truck. All right, then, after a little bit of lunch and stuff, we're gonna knock this one out. Compressor's down there. I think you get it through the wheel well partially, and a little, maybe a little up here. And we're gonna do a fan clutch too. Look at that, import direct, nothing but the best. 4 seasons compressor. There's nothing more you could possibly want out of life. We already pulled the refrigerante out. I did that earlier once I heard the parts was on the way. Take this off, take this off, take the shroud off, loosen the fan clutch bolts, get the fan out of the way, and then work on the compressor before putting new fan stuff back in. It might make it a little easier. What we call in the business overlapping labor. Discount. Ooh, we've got some zip with a new battery. It wants to snap hooey. I don't want it to. This one. I'll get a short 10mm instead of breaking it. That's a long bolt for a plastic cover. Well, I guess it's a baffle. We're going from Toyota to Nissan, so it might be a little bit of a shock. They do things different, Nissan. They're like, I guess there's no nice way to put it, so I won't say it. How about that? That's how it is. Well, Mama, we told you. You don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Of course, then people say, is everything okay? You're awfully quiet. That's rude. There's some stuff going on. I see broken plastic already. It's 2017. Someone's already been in here. Oh, I see. Paint, bolts moved. This is, truck's been in an accident. I almost call it a car. I don't want to get in trouble. It's not a car, it's a truck. Look where they put the winch. That's not factory. I can tell by the plastic that's been cut and broken and moved out of the way. Oh, not a lot of coolant coming out of there, is there? I think the shroud splits in half. I just don't see the clips on how to do it. There's also an electric fan in here, which is why it doesn't overheat with a bad fan clutch. I have my drip pan underneath it, so that'll help as far as messes go. I can't figure out how the shroud comes apart. So my evil plan was to unbolt the fan, lift the shroud and the fan out together, figure out how it comes apart to put it back together the right way. It might work, it might backfire, I don't know. I'm going to try it. Spent about 5 minutes trying to see where the catches are. I can't find them. I probably should have looked from underneath, but I saw on TikTok at lunch today that there's a new app available called the Wife GPS. Yells at you when you miss a turn and stuff. It's pretty funny. Sorry, honey. It was still funny. I'm in trouble now. I can't get to the last bolt, so I'll loosen the tensioner. Turn the fan up to an easier spot. And then let the tensioner hold it for me for the rest. It's all part of my human guy. Watch this fan flip. Does it with the engine running too, if you're wondering. Using a special 2-finger master technician only technique. You're not allowed to use this if you're not certified, by the way. You just push down with one and up with the other, or down with the other till you get close, and don't drop it. Actually, my ASCs have expired. I think in June they expired. We're gonna take some tests eventually, but I asked them. They don't seem too worried about it. So, okay, I'm not worried about it. Woo! Woo! Oh, got it. Hear of it? Told you. Alright, come on now. Stop horsing around. We got work to do. Gotta get this done today. Oh my goodness, there's more stuff attached to the that's fine. Let's take this out. Take this out. Oh, it's busted up and all kinds of stuff. I didn't do it. There was no way I can see to get to that. You guys know how to get to that? It's all the way down there. I'm too short to reach that. It's big enough for a pry bar, you can reach anything. There you go. There's probably more attached, don't worry. I don't want you to get sad thinking it's too easy. Nissan's usually really good about stuff like that. They'll have it attached to like 6 places and things like that. Oh look, yeah, it's attached on the bottom. I thought I was messing with you a little bit. I wasn't. Yeah, that makes sense. The cooler hose is attached in 3 different places. It's not going anywhere when you're off-roading. But your rubber, that goes because you're towed out from lifting it and not getting the line. I was hoping I'd see more of the compressor than that, but that's alright. I gotta get the belt off of it, but that should all be a piece of cake now. Now, I think they're 12s, it feels like, on the hoses to the compressor. And then 14s for the compressor to the motor. Take this air box out of the way, it's not attached anyway. Like I said earlier, this car's been through some stuff, or truck, whatever you want to call her. Oh, there's a 10 over here. They did have a bolt in it at least, that's cool. Uh-oh. Yeah, nice and tight too. I don't know if this damage has come from off-roading hardcore or what. If you do some serious off-roading, you will damage your truck. That's why it's another video I watched at lunch on TikTok about Jeeps. And they show a Jeep with 37s and 6-inch lift, and she opens the door, all the ducks fall on the floor. She has to like shovel them off her lap to get out. And her friend says, "Why did you lift it so high?" "Ground clearance." She said, "For going to work and back?" The friends of mine that have them actually do take them off-road, so that's the cool thing. If you have one, you gotta at least use it. Problem is, they're so expensive, and then you scratch it. That's sad. Oh, there it is. It's underneath the hose. I can't see it. Listen, man. See it right there. Let's just get a socket on it. Come off of there before we have a problem. my friend here, they know. I'll get the Sawzall. I'm gonna do it the ugly way. Oh, you know what I can do? Get this hose out of my way on bolt the grid. Why am I working around it? As if I don't have options. I got loads of options. Oh boy. Alright. Put that in my pocket. You guys can't see it, can you? Alright. I was gonna ask you to help me out, but my big head's in the way. You definitely can't see it. Oh, there it is. You guys are alright, man. I just mentioned you helping me and it reveals itself to me. Blinded by the light. There's one more bolt if my intuitions are correct, and that bolt is not visible. If I put this up here, it'll hold that one up too. Oh man, somebody hired this guy. That's what I was thinking. Same exact tune. I was whistling in my head. Oh man. Are you kidding? Ooh. The only one you can't see, the hardest one to reach, tightest bolt. It's always the way. Got instructions if you need them. In case your wife's doing it or something. Kidding, my wife tries to do it without instructions too. Got to make up for earlier. 10mm. Transfer this over. We're underway. I'm wondering if the head pressure might have been going a little high and that's what made the compressor start leaking. I'm not sure. I know for sure it was way looser than they normally are when the engine's running. Especially warm, I think should tighten. You should literally hear woo from the fan and feel the air. But it wasn't even blowing my hair back. Charge with Earl. I think all three of these bolts are the same length. And the first 3 or 4 threads aren't there to help you guide it into the aluminum block, I guess. I took the bolts out. These are usually under a little bit of pressure. I took the bolts out so that I could get it in place and then pop these off afterwards without pouring all the oil out of it. It comes with 3 ounces of oil, so I'll probably add another ounce. We're good to go. We're not doing any other parts. Where'd the book go? Notice that? Look at it. Well, it's way higher than I thought. That's the problem. I'm trying to put it on the oil pan. The lines on the compressor bolts are all 12s. Totally just a calculated guess. Got my new O-rings on there. before I tighten the belt, put the belt on everything. Gotta have a fan holding this one pulley. Otherwise it'd be all flopping around. Coming apart it works. Going back together, not so much. Ow. Don't kick the winch with your shin, that hurts. Take it from me. Don't try it yourself. I know it came off the crank a bit. Let's see. Yeah, it's still off the crank a bit. So, take the handiest long tool we have. Give it a little love. Yeah. Tighten it by hand as much as possible. The threads are so clean on this that they will not ratchet whatsoever until there's some tension on them. Oh my goodness. The ratchet wrench's not going to be friendly until there's some kind of tension. Oh, there we go. A quarter of a turn away, all that trouble. Quarter of a turn. Solved. Tell you what, the belt held a lot better in reverse when I took these bolts off. What I can do is put my ratchet to on. Try to make sure these fan bolts are tight. And they're little tiny bolts. I'm not going to go too crazy. But definitely just a little bump so I can sleep well tonight. Next thing you know, this thing's at Dave's Auto Center. Another YouTube channel creator left the fan bolts loose on this Nissan. What a terrible disservice to the industry. Click like and subscribe. Alright. I think I figured out how to get the shroud in and out. I'm not sure. I'll put this electric fan in. I probably shouldn't have. I think it's going to be in my way now that I'm looking at it a little closer. But I got anxious, made a poor decision. That'll happen. This will fit. Okay. I suspected as much. I did take the bottom off. It clips in along here. Oh, here it is. Clip, clip. Hang it. I can't bolt this in, of course. I gotta put the electric fan in. I want to get this in position first. There it is. There's a couple of pins on the shroud that go into some circles on the bottom. Now I'm hoping I can fit that fan over there. If not, we'll just leave it off. No big deal. No point getting the pins in place, can't do it. That's how I'd have designed it. That's alright. Plastic is sharp too, man. Be careful. You gotta line up the pins on the bottom of the shroud, the legs on the bottom of the fan motor, the bolt holes, a couple other things, and it goes right in. I'm going to fumble this 20-30 minutes and then we'll come back. See, it's easy, it goes right in. What's the big deal? It didn't take nearly 20 or 30 minutes. It literally was 2 minutes. But what I did is, I made the fan shroud think it was going to get ugly. It went right in. Fear and intimidation works. I'm not really sure if inanimate objects can have fear, but I'm going to pretend like they do because I feel better that way. Oh, it's going to be these wood screws because they go into the tank, right into the radiator tank. Don't worry about it, it'll be fine. Nothing will go wrong with that. The cool air snorkel's not attached to the air box. There's no rubber biscuit in there, nothing. It's just a piece of plastic laying in the fender, and this piece of plastic doesn't go into it. It just pushes up against it, so it's not sealed. So if you do manage to go in some deep water, like it's designed to do from appearance, which I don't see screws in the A-pillar either up there. If you do go in some deep water, if it gets to here, it goes in the air box in your engine. And the cool looking Amazon parts didn't help. I guess he's aware. Hopefully someone didn't charge him and put it in and not do it. I'll have to at least mention it to him. So you know your high mount air box isn't connected, sir. This guy's a Nissan genius. Started hammering and dollying and bending it straight. I was trying to be like Carl Fisher. And I said, I got time for that. I don't get paid like he does. Joe's practicing to be the best lock picker in the shop. He's got like 3 or 4 different lock pick sets he's bought. And he's practicing like crazy. He's buying locks to practice on and stuff. Hey man, you gotta have a hobby, you know what I'm saying? Especially single living in a van down by the river. He's awesome. Get some vacuum action going on this thing. That'll be nice. Good 30-minute vacuum. We're seeing how cold this thing gets. Holy moly, that thing's pulling vacuum below no atmosphere. What the heck? I got them open. Okay, just want to make sure. I'm like, man, that thing's sealed up good now. This thing's got like, that's a differential breather. I think it goes all the way down to the front diff. That's a pretty serious deep water vehicle, except for the snorkel not being hooked up. It really should hook it up. Interesting. Lady with that Mercedes walking around her car filming the car with her camera. She won't be a problem. I mean, I understand there are some crooks in the world. Customers and mechanics and shops and everyone else. Wherever there's a human, there's a potential for a crook. But assuming the worst right off the bat, what's funny though is when the customers bring their car in, the store manager goes out there and takes about 15 pictures of the car from every possible angle and a dash showing all the dash lights that might be on, all that kind of stuff. And we started doing that to protect ourselves from customers. It's a shame, but I guess she's doing the same thing. There's no harm in it. I just don't like the way it feels. It didn't used to be like that. It used to be if the customer said that dent wasn't there before, it's because that dent wasn't there before and maybe we didn't realize something happened or someone bumped it in the parking lot or something. But literally, I can tell you right now with 100% sincerity that 19 out of 20 times if a customer says there's damage on their car that wasn't there before, they're lying. She's taking pictures of the tires and stuff. Pretty funny. Not sure what's going on, but I think she's picking it up. It's all done. Maybe she wants to show her boyfriend and prove it was done or something. She can't tell. I don't know. It's weird. No, just me. You tell me in the comments. Maybe I'm reading into it too much. I should just chill out. I'm not worried about it. We actually had someone yesterday tell us that if you're going to charge me for a diagnosis, I'm going to leave a 1-star review online. Like, I don't know if that's blackmail or how you would define that, but what's it called when someone leverages you with a bad review because they want something for free and you haven't even worked on your car yet. If you won't do my diagnosis for free, I'll leave you a bad review. It literally happened yesterday. It's not blackmail, it's another word for it. Anyway, what a world. I watched a video at lunch today too. Maybe that's why I'm thinking about it subconsciously. A woman online said an older man was kind of disoriented, and when the register was closed and they moved over to another register, the old man didn't follow her. So about 4 people jumped online behind her, and she said, no, he was in front of me. And she said, sir, come here, you were in front of me. And he said, what? She said, you were in front of me, so go ahead and stand in front of me. You don't have to wait on this line behind everybody because you were already next. And he said, wow, I'm not used to people doing that kind of thing. Thank you very much for your honesty and for letting me get back in my place in line. He said, that's not a thing I see lately nowadays. It's the state of the world. It doesn't cost anything to be a decent human being. You can tell I'm bored because this car's backing it down. Oh, she's gone. Bye-bye now. Now I got a Snap-on guy to deal with. Even worse. Actually, he's a pretty cool guy. But their 3/4 inch impact got beat by the Harbor Freight one. It cost $250 instead of $1,250. Did you see that Torque Test Channel video? Did I mention that already? It's the most exciting part. Refrigerant and a performance test. I pulled a Thunderbird and they want to do the 2 door seals tomorrow. This is what they got me. He said he was getting door seals. I guess they are technically door seals, but it's new old stock. And there's another one. So that's what we're going to play with a little bit tomorrow. They don't connect to each other. I thought it was supposed to be the 2 top seals on the door. Because it has a convertible, there's so many pieces of rubber that all have to interconnect when you close the top. We'll see. We'll play with that one tomorrow, but this is our focus today. Squirrel! Now that there is a fan clutch. Blowing my hair back like you wouldn't believe right now. Alright, we got the high side off. We're equalizing the hoses, which means it'll take the refrigerant from the high side, put it over into the low side, make sure you get the actual capacity you wanted. Oh my goodness, if you guys could feel that. It's only like 76, 77 degrees out today right now, something like that. Maybe a little warmer. But that's like 39 degrees. I got frostbite in my fingers already. Gotta be careful. This one's done. I don't know where those rubber, I was looking real quick where those rubber biscuits go. I don't know. And then he was saying something about finishing the Ferrari tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. Should be an interesting day tomorrow. I'm gonna take this for a little drive. And I don't think we'll get anything else done today, but we'll see. Don't give up yet. Don't click away. Anyway, this peel is out of here. I started peeling it off, and I'm like, you know what? My friend's going to want to see that. I think this one is right. This one is right, I think, because the angle of the rubber matches. It'll curve more when I put it in, but this piece does not go here, and it looks like it's for the passenger side on the bottom. See what I'm saying? The angles and the angles. This looks like it goes on the other side, which I think we were supposed to get these 2 pieces. So I'm going to put in the one I know is right, at least. I think. Yeah, so it just peels off. It's easy. I think this is the problem. This is the worst one, but we don't have that one. Stay with me, Top. Don't go. Don't go. It's not even a Sony whistle, it's just a random whistle. Nothing. It makes you happy, man. Everyone's got to do their own little journey. That was pretty easy. Make sure it's seated all the way on. I saw bolts here. I'm like, how does it unbolt? There's no holes in the old one. And the new one, I'm like, yeah. But it doesn't bolt. The bolts are for something else. Don't worry about it. He's probably going to be a little sad when I... Can you even see any of that? He's probably even going to be a little sad when I tell him that this front one's not right. But got them on like eBay or something, I guess. I don't know. New old stock Ford parts. Look how old the package is. So it's one of the biggest problems I see in these old Thunderbirds. There's 0 parts available for them. So don't put your top down, whatever you do, or let your seat get a lot of sun damage. This is broken too, I guess. You gotta help it along. Uh-oh, it fell off. That's terrible. Now the other one comes off. Cool, cool. There you go. See, this is the problem. The rubber doesn't go back where it's supposed to go. Yeah, it looks the same as the other side. Okay. He said something about making sure it goes up into the rubber. The glass goes up into the rubber. Okay. I will make sure. I don't know how I'm supposed to do that, but I've done so much stuff with cars, but there's just certain things that you shouldn't mess with. But after all the warnings and stuff, I told him not to get into it, not to do it. We did it anyway, and somehow it became the problem of the guy who told him not to do it. I don't understand it, but oh goodness gracious. I'm gonna play with this a little bit tonight and see what I can do with the one piece that is right. See how nice the rubber closes over here? This is a little sketchy, but so is the other side. This side's sketchy on both sides. It does all the same googly gook over here, but this is what we're trying to fix, and we didn't get this piece. So this piece didn't really do much. It drops down, and when you close it, it's supposed to have no gap here, so we need that piece. She has to have it by tomorrow, so they wanted me to work on it first thing. So I figured I'll play with it tonight. We had a little time, but we don't have any time left now. So that's that. It's actually a pretty good day today. We got a lot done, but that's going to come to a screeching halt. I think I'm at like 32 hours, 33 hours for the week, which is headed to a 40-hour week, which isn't so terrible, but I'm used to 50 and 60-hour weeks myself. So that's all right. We're going to be okay. We can get the lights to stay on with that. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video as much as I enjoyed your company. We're going to be closing down here in a few minutes. And I'm pretty beat up right now, so I'm going to call it a day. Thanks for watching. Torque the like button on the way out if you haven't done it already. Don't forget to hype the video. I'm not even sure what that means. I look on videos, I don't see it. Not much of a creator, am I? More of a mechanic than a creator. Hope I see it in another video. You're awesome.